line. Take the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Take the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready.
And hello everyone, welcome back to PTM Racing TV. We're live here tonight with Pedal to Metal Racing League Season 2 action in the ARCA series as we're Week 3 now engaged to Richmond Raceway. Hi everyone, I'm Christian the Crusader Shriver. Welcome back to the show, and we hope you are ready here for some action-packed adventures here tonight. And speaking of action, you see right there on the screen, Action Jackson Allen, the 91. We'll start him up on the 91J. He'll lead him on in with right beside him will be the Kayla McCarthy in the 24, the Pride of Texas herself. Row number 2, that's going to be Robert the Rattlesnake on. The 21 is outside. That's the 84 of Matthew Hofford. Row 3, it's going to be Big Smoke, J.D. Atkins, and the 17 is outside. The 11 in the Jeepers Creepers. Number 11, Warren Young. Row number 4 is going to number 4 is going to be Keith Taylor, and the 8 is outside. The sister, Cindy Taylor, and the 7, Raiders Machine. Row number 5 is going to be Dustin Rouse, and the 30 is outside. Chantel, the Throttle Apollo, and the Happy Halloween, number 5. Number 6, Chandler Hayden in the 60 is outside. It will be the Lance Brandlinger in the number 3 machine. Number 7, the butter is better 66 and the Dustin Sonaker. It is outside. That 13 of Cooper Rollins in the Grave Digger Classic. Number 8, that is the 88 UPS of Brian Rupert. It is outside in the Frankenstein. Number 20, that's Jeffrey Oakes. And our shotgun on our field tonight, Shane Ledoux in the 55, and the Mellow Yellow machine is outside. That's the 999 of Ian Yeager. Although, to be honest with you, he's got the Halloween steam on that one. Dude, you missed a perfect chance to switch your number around to 666 tonight. Just saying. We are ready to go here, and you probably saw already the cameras are not going to be too good on the front stretch, so I'll warn you guys right now, we'll switch in and out quite a bit. So as we get them on down here, guys, we ask if you can like, share, and follow us up here and share some around. The drivers are ready, and you know you're ready. It's go time here in the ARCA series. We've had 2 strong weeks of racing, and now tonight, I don't see it being any different. This is going to be a telling of the tale. You'll bring them on down around out of turn 3. We'll get them down in turn 4, and then we will let them rip and let them at it. Here on the start, this will be the tell of the tale. Here you see some of the top drivers right now. Action Jackson, the 981J. He's been fighting all week and fighting all season long so far in week 1. Obviously having a little bit of troubles there on the last bit of that race. Managed to come back out and really take it on for the whole rest of it. And then in week 2, he managed to take home the victory last week, of course. We were down at Charlotte Moore Speedway in a 99-lap green flag run. Going to him there. Kayla McCarthy, the 24 machine. She's been at it all season long. She's been trying to fight for it. Strong starter. Now she needs to be a strong closer. And speaking of closer, I think we have also been told and worded on that we have a new nickname. Cindy Taylor is now Cindy the Closer Taylor. So if you hear that name often, just note that is her nickname now. So be ready for that. But speaking of bringing them on down around, it's time to go green flag racing here at Richmond Raceway. We'll start them off down 91J there of Jackson Allen. We'll bring it on down into turn 1. That tight turn 1. It's going to be very tricky. He's going to have to really hang into that extra section there, really work his way in. That 3 wide salute initiates. Contact made there on the outside of the back stretch there. Cindy the Closer Taylor getting in there a little bit with Chandler Hayden the 60 as Warren Young also piled in there, but Matthew Hoffer was able to hold his own and stay stabilized there. Early on, they're battling hard, they're battling strong. There's one thing you've got to be careful about with Richmond is that this track will eat you alive when you least expect it. You've got to stay on your toes. You've got to stay in position. You get a good look at our infield drivers here as they work them on down around. Robert the Rattlesnake Kahn in that 47 machine, although it's technically supposed to be the 21, and working them on down out of turn 4 here. Caleb McCarthy trying to gang with Jackson Allen. Jackson's already off to a strong start, as he is one to do here on these starts. Here comes the 30 of Dustin Ralphs now working his way into the front of the half. Here he battles it on in. Builds up some momentum there, getting some good run going here for him off that start. They're really seeing what he can do here, but remember they've only got 5 sets of tires, and they've got to be careful about these runs here, because if you go a little too quick and go a little too hard, you're gonna end up using all your tires up and all your fast repairs up. That's not what you want around here. No, what you want around here is to be cautious, be patient, really stick it in there when you need to, and run your line when it's supposed to be. And that's really going to be the difference maker here tonight for these drivers. So they bring him on down around here. You get him through and through here. They bring him on back. Matthew Hoffer, the 84, now works it on into the outside. Here comes the inside, the closer, Cindy Taylor. Down at the bottom, the Raiders. Number 7 machine works it on down to the Reese's Cup, 84. They bring it on through. Cindy says trick or treat. Let's see where this goes to be. She wants a win. She wants it now. She's going to bring it on down around. Out of turn 3 to 4 we go. Here comes Lance Brandlinger in the Good Wrench Service number 3 machine. Bringing it on out around. They bring it on through the front straightaway here. They continue on. The battle is in the top half right now. Top 10 really showcasing what they're made of and what they want to do here. Everyone else kind of getting situated out. Just kind of letting the car get settled in and figured out. This is a much different pace than what you saw with the late models. With the late models, you saw a lot more consistency, a lot more trying to ease into it. Here, the change, it's a complete change in dynamic. They're going to try to settle it in first, and the car later turns in, they can start making some runs in it. And Kayla McCarthy, you see on the timer leaderboard right now, she's actually starting to gain some ground up on Jackson on those corners and straightaways. And speaking of gaining corners, here comes the closer. Cindy Taylor makes a big move there around the 60 of Chandler Hayden. And if you're also kind of wondering out there, well, why are we seeing all these Halloween schemes, like things that relate to Halloween? This is Halloween night. This is the Halloween week for these drivers. And in the late models, we promise you there's going to be some designs as well. You may have already got a glimpse of what Cooper Rollins is coming up with there. So you'll see a lot of those as time progresses here. But as you work them on down around that front straightaway here, Chandler Hayden is still at odds. He's got drivers right behind him and in front, battling it fourth. Here comes Chantel, the throttle paddle, kind of working her way in, trying to stay in that top 10 section and try to see if maybe she's got something for the later half. She's in the 11th right now. She's got work to do. And speaking of work to do, here comes the 20 of Jeffrey Oaks, kind of squeezing way up into the turn 4 there, up into the bottom. Almost gets right into Chantel. He backs off just in time. That could have been ugly off the start. These cars do not handle being bumped around very much, and there's a reason why. Look at this now, the closer, Cindy Taylor, man. You want to talk about some hard runs she's got going. There's a reason why she's a former champion here on the circuit. She's currently the Legend Series champion, and she is passing fools left and right. A top-tier driver working her way on in. Warren Young and the Jeepers Creepers, number 11 right now. The only thing that's getting creeped up on is the 17 of Big Smoke trying to creep up on him there. Right now they bring him on down around out of turn 3 here. They'll ball on through here, and you can see that momentum and the run that's carried through on these drivers and where they are going at it here. As Lance Brantlinger in that 3 Goodwrench machine still trying to hold his own, trying to build up some momentum here. Jeffrey Oaks in the 20 now finally gets a bit of a run there on Chantel. I got told earlier today that these cars do not last well on tires when it comes to things, and Chantel right into the wall. No one around though to get her in trouble there. She gets off the wall, but she has to find a way to build up the momentum back in. A tough little niche there for her, but it is early, so we'll see how that plays out here. Right now, Matthew Hoffer to the 84, back down low, right into the apron, and look at this, here they come yet again. The 20 of Jeffrey Oaks going to ballot on through it out of turn 2 here, maybe try and make something up on Hofford. Hofford trying to stay out of trouble here, trying to get back into the running here. Meanwhile, right behind all of them, Shane Ledoux. It's falling further and further back here. I'm not sure what exactly happened to the 55. But he is just starting to get into traffic here and into a troublesome zone. He's actually laps down already. Not sure what the situation is calling for there, but Chandler Hayden sneaks his way across the bottom here, takes it on through. Shane Ledoux is just currently falling further and further back. He's only been about 15 laps in this one. He's already getting passed through. Here comes Jonathan Atkins. Big Smoke's going to swing it on down the bottom on Warren. Now, that's one thing we're going to talk about right now is with these cars in this track is that this Richmond Raceway, you can hit the bottom really good, but here's the problem. If you swing it in a little too tight or a little too hard, just like Construction Xfinity and Cup, it's going to send you for a ride here. So really, it's all about tempoing, pacing yourself, and make sure that you have your line set up the way you need it to and when you want it to. If you're uncareful about that, it's going to mess you up completely, and that seems to be the case right now. Working them on down that back straightaway here. Brantlinger in that Goodwrench 3 machine right now, kind of going across the same as Halloween schemes. Although there's one thing, it's for sure, most cars that saw that in their rear view mirror, they were pretty frightened or a little less, I would say, intimidated. But all jokes aside here, I swear I'm not here to trick or treat any of you. We're just working it on through down the back straightaway. As Matthew Hofford still on his hunt, still in the battle here with Warren Young and Chandler Hayden. Kind of hunting him on down with Jeffrey Oaks right behind him. Keith Taylor has also fallen a lap down in this case. I'm not sure what's going on with them exactly, if they spun out or maybe they're currently just not holding the momentum they should. But look at this right now. Here comes the closer, Cindy Taylor, in the number 7 machine. If you're wondering how she got that nickname, well, if you go down into the links down below in our page here, you'll actually see that we have on YouTube the podcast back up and running. So every other time we can, we're going to try and get that up here for the page and the drivers and let them talk you through and get to know everyone. And one thing we definitely were kind of figuring out about was that Cindy Taylor has now got the nickname the closer for how hard she's been battling these guys. So Cindy, we hope you enjoy that, because right now you're doing pretty good on that right now, making work true to your word. Back on around at turn 4 here, Dustin Rouse is in trouble. Rouse trying to hold it off, trying to hold the position there, but Cindy Taylor and now Jonathan Atkins seizes the opportunity down out of turn 2. They make a big move and a big jump when they need to. All behind them. Brantlinger, though, is not out of the hunt yet. He's not out of the woods. He will give you what it's worth, and he's looking for you here. We'll bring him on down and about here, keeping on going. Chad McLaughlin has joined us in the chat saying safe racing all. Indeed, so far it has been the case here. They worked on through and through. A lot of battles coming quick and a lot of battles coming in hard. Clearly, it's really in the middle of the pack where the drivers are battling through here, kind of getting situated out. But I'll tell you one thing that you don't want to do is go to that high side. Oh, and a big slap in the face there to Dustin Ralph there from the 3 of Lance Brandlinger. Brandlinger got all that car into there, and now it's worked him on down out of turn 3, back into turn 4, or turn 2, I should say. Sidney Taylor has been passed up by Big Smoke. He said to Sidney Taylor, "You may be the closer, but all I'm gonna do is follow the train, Cindy." They work him on down about out of turn 4 here. The 3 of Lance Brandlinger now trying to build up momentum to get around to Sidney Taylor. Let's take a look at our drivers up in the front right now. Our top 3, Robert Kahn right now just kind of maintaining grip and lowering himself out. Not having to deal with the chaos and the nightmare back in front. No offense to Keith Taylor and his little Nightmare on Elm Street machine. But as they bring him on down, Kayla McCarthy, man, she's been a name as of late on the circuits. She's been getting some attention from a lot of drivers and fans out there from her other racing and other stuff she's been doing. Jackson Allen, we do not have him on the screen here. Oh, there he is. Jackson Allen right now currently is already lapping fools left and right. He's on the front straightaway. This kid has got something that I don't think anybody else can figure out. He's just been doing it so hard out there. It's strong racing to be had here, and definitely good on his end, but you got to wonder at some point, when did the drivers figure out how to get around that situation and get back into the battles with him? Because right now, even though it's early, he's got a sizable distance and lead. I mean, the fresh air and clean air right now is definitely helping him for sure, but I don't know how much the tire wear is really going to affect him, because he just continues to dominate these things at this point. But out of turn 4 here, Chandler Hayden making a big move on Dustin Rouse here. It's Jeffrey Oaks now working him on through. He's battling him in here as well. Out of bound him out of turn 3, going through. We go to turn 1, down turn 2. They bring it on through. We'll get on board here with Jeffrey. You can see how hard you have to back off on the throttle there on the 60 there. Chandler Hayden's got to really downgrade that momentum in and try to get the car to steer in, because the fact is those bankings are more slanted to send you more to the right than they are to the left. So really what the main thing is here is just trying to figure out how to set the car up just right, how to get it done to your best satisfaction. As they bring him on down, whoa, a little bit of contact made there from Jeffrey Oaks and Chandler Hayden. Bringing it on back down around, they keep it clear, they keep it going. We're at lap 28, we get to lap 32 and no cautions come out. We got to go to commercial break here. We'll bring him on through. Matthew Hopper now joins the fray. Here they coming out of turn 2. On around about, here we go. Top 10 back and forth with one another here as they go through and through. Dustin Rouse is trying to defend everything he can, but I think he might have burned the tires up a little too quick from that earlier start. As Matthew Hopper now makes a big pass on around, getting big movement here. A lot of movement, a lot of runs coming. These drivers are holding on for what it's worth, doing what they can here, building up and staying in it. Not a lot of breathing room for mistakes, not a lot of room for error, but everybody seems to got it all taken care of here and done right just the way they want it. As they bring out around, oh! Contact made there by Jeffrey Oaks and Chandler Hayden, and contact made there by the 88 into the 30 of Dustin Rouse. The 88 there, unfortunately, of Brian Rupert. Takes him for a ride and a half there. No cautions called. They're not calling for it. Dustin Rouse just got taken around and about there. And unfortunately, not what they wanted to see happen there. Well, continuing on around. Caution not coming out, but I think that might be a talk from the race officials later. Whoa, Shayla doing that mellow yellow machine out of turn 2. A little tricked up there. Looked like the car was not holding up stable-wise, and it bobbled around a bit as now Chantel, the throttle pile, catches up into position here. She's currently a few laps down as well. I think that might have been because she went into pit road there. Maybe thinking long-term strategy on the tires. It's hard to tell sometimes. But she definitely has been kind of laying low right now. A lot of drivers have been lapped up at this point, and they're just falling further and further behind. Kayla McCarthy right now is out on the track. Looks like she might be gone in pit road here. I'm not sure where she might have gone. Continue him on down around. Jonathan Atkins here has spun it on by. Work him on through here and see on the rest of the field here. As you get a good look at some of the schemes here, we'll take a look at them here. You got, of course, Keith Taylor in that number 8 Nightmare on Elm Street machine. Then, of course, you got his 91J there. Jackson Allen rocking his little machine there as well. He's got a nice, quick little scheme going there for him. The Telemetry Esports Frankenstein machine. That's the way they like it. That's the way they want to do it. It looks incredible. Of course, there is a reason why. We'll get to that more later on. We seen Brian Rupert earlier and kind of doing his own thing. Chantel, the throttle pilot, working her Happy Halloween scheme. Absolute gorgeous piece of thing right there. And then of course you got Chandler Hayden kind of paying a little tribute to Halloween, but also a tribute to the sponsors of Pedal the Metal Racing League, which we'll get to them in a little bit. And then of course Matthew Hoffer with the Reese's Cup 84. Thought he had a little sweet tooth or so he's like, well, it's why we have a little fun with that. How about that? And then of course Cindy Taylor kind of doing a little bit of a mix here with Halloween and her precious Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders, of course. I believe they did lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today, didn't they not? Well, speaking of losing here comes back down on the back straightaway here. Warren Young now, the Jeepers Creepers machine. You saw that earlier, battling it through with the 3 of Lance Brantlinger. Jeffrey Oaks now kind of in the fray in the hunt. Down the back straight, down to the front straightaway they go. Here, Brantlinger is going further and further behind. So aggressive driving for them earlier. Jeffrey Oaks now swings it right down on the bottom here. Swings on down turn 2. They go on through here. They're battling back and forth here for this one. Jeffrey Oaks just trying to hang in there a little bit and almost into the 11 of Warren Young. Contact was almost made there. Not to be though. They keep it clear. They keep it safe. Everything was all right there. But man, this is going to get a little hectic here as they come on down around turn 1. Cindy, the closer Taylor, is now challenging up with some drivers here. She's looking to get in there with them. Battling back and forth here. Battling on through here. Warren Young, we haven't really came up with a name for him yet. We'll figure out something for him later. But Warren Young currently out of turn 4. Holding his own, trying to stay clear of trouble. We've seen this man in the Heat Series before really do some damage and do some hard racing. But it seems like when he came over to iRacing, he's still getting a feel for everything. This is literally the first time in almost 2 months he's been on the series. And the fact he's running as hard as he is to staying where he's at right now, that shows the level of dedication that he's got going on for him. Here comes the 5 there. Chantel, the throttle pilot around that 84. Matthew Hoffer. Hoffer trying to stay in line here, trying to stay in position, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that way. We'll come on through down out of turn 2 here. On back around, and folks, we got to go to a commercial break here, but don't worry. We're going to be right back here with some more Pedal the Metal Racing League from the ARCA series right here on PTM Racing TV. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race is sponsored in part by our good friends over at Matt Mills Racing Team, the best Xfinity team out there sponsoring and supporting Pedal to the Metal Racing League this season. If you want to support Matt Mills Racing today, be sure to follow them up at Matt Mills Racing on Facebook and Twitter. To our good friends over at Mid-Seas Air Conditioning, ever find yourself in need of a little bit of heating and cooling units needing to be fixed in Keller or Richland, Texas, but don't know where to go? Stop on over to Mid-Cities Heating and Cooling for a troubleshoot. They'll get the job done right the first time. At affordable SEO and Marketing, with their services provided like web design, pay-per-click, advertising, logo design, business cards, shirts, hats, pens, candy, and more, it's time you outrank your competition today. And of course over at Amber's Floral Creations. Amber's Floral Creations, if you're looking for some special flowers for that special someone, be sure to visit and call up Amber's Floral Creation at 321-228-3135 in the Florida State region. Back underway, guys. We'll bring him on through here. Keep on going this way around by, and now you can see the battles coming through hard here as they come down out of turn 4 here. Cindy Taylor still in the hunt. Lance Bringer kind of doing her own thing here as well. Trying to get word from Kayla McCarthy what happened exactly, but we are not getting any official word. The word on the street is unfortunately something went wrong in the motor and she has fallen out of line, so she has been called out for the night. And a tough break for her. She was in second place and unfortunately had the situation come up, and that is what took her out here tonight. So a tough break here for her as Robert Kahn currently still in the second place spot right now, doing his own thing, battling on through. All the drivers are battling as hard as they can here. Wait, the 66 there of Dustin Slonaker stopped on the infield there. I'm not sure what's going on here, but let's take a look at the replay. Find out what happened here exactly and see what was the situation. Here's our look at it from another angle here as we get them through here. And no, that's not us in this case. That's actually Slonaker's internet. He'll come on around out of turn 4. And it looks like he just got tricked up a little bit and spun it on by. Went right in the infield and spun it in, but was able to save it and thankfully avoid any more carnage out of that. But as they work them on down around now, Chantel, the throttle bottle, currently a few laps down. She's just trying to stay in there with Chandler Hayden, who's been kind of running his own line here and his own thing. Rodney Christensen has joined us on in, saying watching live racing. Robert Lawrence has joined us in, saying, gosh, this is such a throwback to the days I started watching racing. Watching good racing. Indeed, indeed, sir. And Kenneth Crawford for the team Rattlesnake as usual. Of course, Rattlesnake meaning Robert Kahn. And I'm getting word right now, it sounds so from the invoice, where it looks like that Kayla McCarthy has finally got that car situated out here, so she is now joined back in to try to help get the motor situated out. But right now, as they bring him on down around out of turn 3, back down to turn 4 here, Brantlinger and Cindy Taylor battling out here with Warren Young and the Jeepers Creepers 11. Down the front straightaway we go here. Warren Young sliding on in as Lance Brantlinger now has gone some momentum and got some position up. This is the battle for 5th here between these drivers. Whoa, a little bit of contact made there by Brantlinger. Can he save it? Whoa, nice save. But nice save can't quite be said for Warren Young. Not sure what was going to go down there. Did Brantlinger save it? Woo! He saved it there, but man, he was getting loose off that. It looked like a little tag there on his own. I mean, there's one thing we've noticed, that when these guys came over, they've definitely been aggressive and played hard at it. Thanks. Oh, but I don't think you want to be that aggressive. Shane Ledoux is spotted on the back straightaway. Watch out down there. Watch out. Driver staying clear of the mess, trying to stay out of trouble. Shane Ledoux, watch out down there, bud. Oh, man, he got down in turn 3. He's on the apron this time, but that could have been very dangerous. He's able to keep it clear, though. Jackson Allen right now is just absolutely tearing it up out there, keeping a whole length lead on the drivers. Robert Kahn right now is just desperately trying to figure out how to catch up to him. We'll bring him on down around out of turn 3, and Robert is going to be the first to go in pit road here. Jackson Allen is playing a really long strategy game right now, and it seems to be working. Chantel now has to deal with the 55 of Shane Ledoux as Chandler Hayden works it on in. The 91J of Jackson Allen, your race leader, brings on past the 3 of Lance Brantley here. We'll work him on down out of turn 1 here, and you can see the momentum in the run carrying through. He's just absolutely tearing up this track. Looks like an onboard. Look to see how he's doing it. Look at the steady position on that steering wheel. He's not even turning that. That's, you guys want to know how to get better at racing? Literally, this is something you gotta study off Jackson Allen right here. Look at how still that wheel is. It's not moving whatsoever. That means he's keeping the car straight, he's shortening the track out, and that's allowing the car to not only gain momentum and rhythm, but it's also allowing for much higher speed rate and consistency. And that's what's allowing him not to have to go into pit road and try to tear up his tires. And currently, there's some drivers already that are 3 laps down. And this is just turning into a bit of a crazy run here. These guys are absolutely getting tore up. Oh, wait a minute. And I'm not sure what just happened here, folks, but we just had a freeze on the show. Looks like we're going to have to get that situated out. We've only had that happen one other time, and it's been a while. So real quick, we'll be right back.
The finish line. Check the radio. Pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're finally back here, and again, thank you for the technical difficulties. I do apologize for that. So as we get them situated out here, back on the track here, see where we're hanging out right now. Jackson Allen currently looks like he'd gone in pit road here, and Robert Kahn is making some great time up there on him. But in the early going, it's definitely showing to be more towards Jackson Allen taking this one in for him right now. Currently about a whole half a length of field already away from Robert still. And I believe even though he went in pit road already, he's just currently dominating it out there. Ian Yeager, that 999 has gone in pit road here. Kayla McCarthy finally is back out. Not sure where the trouble was with the motor, but it looks like she finally got it fixed up and taken care of here as a 30 of Dustin Rowse. A little bit of damage on that right side there. Kind of working on through, and there he gets up in the high side there. Couldn't quite keep it down. Now here comes Warren Young back on the attack here on the front stretch. Take a look at his damage up on the right side. You can see just a little bit of a bump or a little scrape there. Kind of dented into the wheel there. Doesn't seem to be slowing him down too much, but Warren Young definitely seems to be getting it fixed out, and it's done right in his case. Really working on in, really maintaining his ground and grab. McCarthy is currently just hoping and God she can get some work in here and maybe help with something else. Definitely falling behind though in the early going, so we'll see how this one plays out for her. Robert Kahn now makes a big pass on around down out of turn 3, down turn 4, makes it on through. The 88 there now coming on through as well. Brian Rupert just trying to see if maybe he's getting something else for later. UPS 88 currently is falling a little bit behind here. He couldn't quite get the momentum he was looking for earlier, and unfortunately after that little incident that he had a little while ago with Dustin Rowse, he's been kind of slowed up ever since. But we'll see how it all goes down for him. He's currently still working it through. The 8th, Keith Taylor as well. Looks like his strategy might be paying off a little bit here. He's currently, I believe, a lap or 2 down as he works it on through here. Now you got Shane Ledoux right in front of him here. Down the inside, they work him on down turn 3, back down in turn 4. He's actually 3 laps down at the moment. Trying not to go any further, but Jackson Allen says otherwise at that. He says, I'm Action Jackson for a reason, and I'll keep my passes going. Down around out of turn 1, now they're bringing back down in turn 2. Here they go on through. They are at each other's down here. They are still going hard, still running good. Jeffrey Oaks in the Frankenstein Halloween number 20 machine. Kind of staying low right now. He's kind of seeing maybe he's going to get something later here, but judging by everything right now, even though he's in 4th place right now, he's still got the closer, City Taylor, right behind him here. At any time, could be a moment of weakness and find a way past him. As Jonathan Atkins, Big Smoke in the 17, passing up on the 5 there. Chantel, the Throttle Bottle. The only drivers that are on the lead lap is Jackson Allen, Robert Kahn, Jonathan Atkins, Jeffrey Oaks, and Cindy Taylor. Everybody else from 6 on back is a lap or 2 down, but even more so on some of them. You want to talk about sheer running and sheer hard racing? That tells you a lot right there, folks. That's incredible to say the least, and that's just impressive. But nevertheless, they bring him on through and continue on in. All the drivers are at odds with one another. Not a lot of battles going on. We didn't get to take a look at that 999 there, the Halloween scheme of Michael Myers. And that's not jokes. That's not just like saying the holiday. That's the actual movie. Ian Yeager is driving the 999 Halloween machine. It looks absolutely gorgeous to say the least here. So as we continue on through, folks, we got a quick cut to another quick commercial break here. We got some word from our sponsors we got to take care of. So, ladies and gentlemen, our sponsors here tonight, of course, sponsoring our races include the likes of Bob's Custom Trophies. Bob's Custom Trophies is the supply up the trophies for the winners for each season. If you're looking to get the best hardware setup you want, and visit www.bobscustomtrophies.com today. But just a little tidbit as well, they don't just sell trophies, they sell decorations and gifts for your friends and family. So if you guys are interested and want to see what they got exactly, be sure to visit them up on bobscustomtrophies.com. And then, of course, they are supplying up the race winners with one of these beautiful looking trophies. So be sure to keep an eye out for that in your time. Our good friends over at simracingmerch.com, the one-stop shop for all your sim racing merch needs, including shirts, hats, mugs, and more. Be sure to visit simracingmerch.com today to get your swag great on. And then, of course, from Pottlez Wrapz is looking to have your car, truck, vehicle match your style on the track, then be sure to hit up Pottlez Wrapz for just that. At such a low and affordable price, you can get your creation brought to life on the track. So what are you waiting for? Visit Pottlez Wrapz today to bring your ideas to life. So as we get situated back out here and get them on taken care of here, Robert Kahn kindly just starting to hunt down the 84 of Matthew Hopper here. Kind of turning into what happened at Charlotte Motor Speedway, where they had a lot of laps passing and all that, and yet the times-wise were just never seeming like anybody could figure out how to work around each other or how to get past that situation. And as they bring it on down out of turn 1, back down in turn 2, Cindy, the closer, Taylor, around Chantel, the throttle, Bottle, the 5. Keith Taylor falls behind, checkmates on a mission. Checkmate Taylor there in the 8, and then Freddie Krueger machine works it on through. He takes it a little bit down to Elm Street and says, let's see how this one goes. Maybe going to think about getting into the nightmare there of his sister, Cindy Taylor, but Cindy right now is looking for something else. She's looking right in on the 30, does Dustin Rowse. Dustin currently falling behind here. Keith right behind her here, works him on through, trying to build up some momentum off that draft to get him into turn 3. And on around they go here, continuing on through. Caleb McCarthy has already opted into pit road. Might have burnt the tires in just a little too hard here, but has gotten situated out here, nonetheless, taking care of the rest here. On back down around the back straightaway they go here. And they will bring it on back down in and continue on as they work through. You can see Jackson Allen just making moves left and right now, bolted on up to the top 4. Jeffrey Oaks is in huge trouble here to be passed. I don't know what kind of car Jackson Allen's running under that thing, but you know, these are fixed setups, but he just seems to find another way to work around that. It's hard to imagine, it's hard to figure out, but he just knows how to run it as hard as he does and get it taken care of. It just continues to be dominant here, man. The only time he had troubles kind of keeping with it and keeping in position was back at Daytona International Speedway, where he had a lot of hard fights and a lot of hard roads to climb up through the race. But he just never seems like he was out of contention, and tonight it's no different. He won last week over at Charlotte. Now, right now, he's doing just that to hold it on through. But as you get back in the pack here, Cooper Rollins and the Gravedigger, number 13 machine. Talk about a sweet paint scheme on that machine. I got told from some friends and family earlier that aren't even in iRacing. They're like, well, shoot, I'll get it just for that, because that scheme is absolutely incredible to see. Back on around, the brother and sister duo battle it here with Shane Ledoux right behind him here, and right behind all of them, Chantel the Throttle Bottle. In trouble of lap traffic from Matthew Hofford and the 47 there, Robert Kahn. Back on around, contact made there on Matthew Hofford and Robert Kahn there on the front stretch. Keeps it clear, keeps it out of range and out of trouble. And they will bring him on down and about here. Neither driver seems to have a disadvantage here. They seem to keep things going at a leisurely pace here. They continue it on around. They'll bring it on through, down out of turn 3, down 4. Chantel been passed up yet again, and Matthew Hofford is just trying to get some more time back here. Got yourself quite a bit of a run here when it comes to anyone that's in the 10th ton on front, when it comes to staying off the lead on the lead lap. But everyone in 4th and on front is the only ones that are on the lead lap to begin with, because Jackson Allen and Robert Kahn and Jonathan Atkins just keep passing people left and right. Mainly Jackson in this case. Bring it on through here now. Keith Taylor makes a pass around. There's her sister there. As Shane Ledoux in the 55 now has to hold up for the mellow yellow Menards machine, trying to get around that 8 of the Freddie Krueger. Chief checkmate Taylor, number 8. Back on through, down out of turn 3, back in turn 4 here. They will continue on by. On the front straightaway we go here. They are still at odds with one another. They're still battling through. All the drivers are giving it quite a show and quite a run here. Neither one seems to have a disadvantage here. Carry that down on through here. Meanwhile, right into the pack here out of turn 4 they go. They on down about. Dustin Rowse now trying to get some momentum going here, trying to see if maybe he's got something here for the drivers. Going on through, down out of turn 2 they go here. Now Cooper Rollins is in trouble of being passed up there by the 20 of Dustin Rowse. Rowse now down on the bottom yet again, trying to maintain a rhythm, trying to maintain some grip. Ah, maybe not that much grip. Look out! On the front stretch, and Keith Taylor gets tagged in that one. Holy smokes, Richmond Raceway gets loose out of turn 4, and I think that will bring out the caution. It has indeed. That's the first time we've had a caution in literally about 100 and some odd laps. I think it's actually 140 laps total. We have not had a caution since last week into this week. Well, let's go to the replay and take another look at this one. That was a hard little spin around for Mr. Racz. So you see him bringing it on down around. He's just trying to drive it in hard and get something going here around Cooper, but he is unfortunately not able to keep it in clear. And Keith Taylor, man, he just went for a ride and a half. Unfortunately, that not being what he wanted there. And we'll see it, take another look at the replay here and see what exactly Keith saw when he was in that situation here. So you'll see them working on down around the back straightaway here. This is where you see already Dustin Ralph's battling it out here. You can see it right coming down in turn 3, back into turn 4 here. And Rollins just kind of holds his own, but Ralph's, not so much. And Taylor's trying to figure out where to go. And unfortunately, not where he wanted to be. Actually took that back fender off of the Dustin Ralph's machine there, you saw. Tough break for him there. You can see the damage is already but done. So as we bring him on down around, guys, we will get him situated out here, and hopefully we can get some drivers back on some lead laps and back into position here to see if maybe we can get a good run here. Jackson Allen right now, I got to be thinking, probably not too happy that he's having to stop now when he was going so hard. That will open the door up to Robert Kahn and a few other drivers here to get situated out here, so we'll see how that all plays out for him. Ian Yeager in that 999, currently a few laps down. Actually, he's in the lower half of that. Kayla McCarthy, unfortunately, the Friday Texas tonight. Man, she has just had some bad luck with the motor tonight. And, you know, we all say in racing you're going to have good nights and you're going to have bad nights. And unfortunately, we have a lot more bad nights than we have good nights. Which, that seems to be the case for her tonight. But Cindy Taylor, currently, a hard charger as well. And the 11 of Warren Young, still fighting it through. And then the main runners right here, the 91J of Jackson Allen. And the 47 there of Robert Kahn on the lead lap and ready to do war yet again. Hard to believe and hard to think. But this will definitely be the case here for him. But we'll get him all taken care of here. We'll bring him on back around. I believe Chantel, the throttle puddle, will get her lap back. She is currently in line for the lucky dog, I believe. Or if not, she will be running in the front half and having to do battle here with the boys. See how that goes. Lance Brandlinger, he's been pretty aggressive out there today. He's really been showing a hard road and a hard line here, but he's just been kind of taking it easy, kind of doing his own thing, kind of seeing where he can go with it. It seems to be holding out pretty good. And once again, somebody decides to opt into the sticky key situation. I never understood why we always have that sticky keys pop up. So they'll continue on through here. They're going to keep it under the caution flag here real quick. A lot of at stake here, guys. A lot of stake for these drivers, and really a lot going on for everybody in general. They've been fighting and everything through and through. They've been dealing with all they can, and it's definitely shown throughout the season how much they want to win and how hard they will go if it means getting that opportunity, if it means getting that chance to become a star and a champion here. Robert Lawrence joining and said, yeah, Jackson's smoking them right now, indeed, sir. Candace B. McCarthy still rooting on her babe, Kayla. Unfortunately, right now, Candace, she's a few laps down. She's got some work to do, my girl. Nonetheless, we will get them situated out, get them re-racked, restacked, and all that. Some drivers are staying on the front because they want to get their lap back, which will now allow these drivers up here try and get situated out here. We'll see them all come on bound out of the back straightaway as soon as they come into turn 3 and 4. Well, you can see Jackson already getting those tires loose. He knows Robert's coming for him. Can Robert Kahn finally end the hot streak that Jackson Allen's had on these long green flag runs? He's going to have just under 30 laps to beat this one out. We'll bring him on down around out of turn 4. Wait for the green flag. Green flag's high in the air. 25 laps to the distance. On back down around, Jonathan Atkins, big smoke in the 17, challenges on in there. Robert Kahn, not too worried about that though, or is he now? Look at this down that front back straightaway. Jackson Allen tries to defend. Jonathan Atkins now comes to the bottom here. He works him on down out of turn 3 into 4. John Atkins in the big smoke 17 machine, trying to see it. Maybe he's got something here for action, Jackson, but Jackson right now has been taking no action other than the one he needs to stay up to the front. He's been holding on for this one since the start of this race. Matthew Hopper is currently on the lead lap, so is Chandler Hayden and a few others. Wait a minute. Caution's out. Caution's out. We've got one spun on around. The 55 of Shane Ledoux there in that mellow yellow machine has spun on down the back straightaway here. We're going to take a look here and find out what happened here. Looks like maybe some trouble going his way here. Unfortunately, he has not had too many good times out here. Let's see what the culprit was. Maybe he just got loose on his owner and got into somebody. Whoa, Chantel actually got loose there as well. So both drivers getting into a bit of situation territory there. Let's take another look at it from Chantel's angle. See what happened there exactly. Well, she was already loose coming out of turn 1, man. She had a whole lot of rear steer. That rear was just spinning by. Tried to save it, but ended up tagging that wall anyway. A tough break there for her. She's definitely going to get that fixed up and situated out, but it's not what you want to do out here. Well, 22 laps left to go here. It'll be about 19 when we get everyone situated out here and ready to go back green. If you guys could in the chat, tell your friends, tell your family, come and like us, follow us up over here on PTM Racing TV, and I hope we don't ever have any more rich graphic gremlins coming on in. We think we might have an idea where they're coming from again, but unfortunately you never know with them sometimes. But again, we do apologize for that early little mishap. Still trying to figure out why that does that, but I guess it just does it. So we'll get him on through here. Keith Taylor currently trying to hope to God for a prayer and maybe a miracle to get his laps back. But considering we didn't really have anybody that was in the situation territory, I don't think it's going to be the case. Get a good look at this unique style track, this D-shaped track. Literally is shaped like an actual D, but the difference here with Richmond compared to other tracks that you see with the D-shaped form is that with this track itself is that the front stretch is actually banked in a bit. I think so. When they're going into those corners out of turn 3 and 4, they've really got to watch their line and tempo out to really set the car up for that run on the front stretch, because there's a lot of ways to be passed up there. As you'll see right here, you can see how that cornering and that banking is there. You can see how much of a difference is from turn 2 after the back stretch and how flatter of a surface is. Richmond is all about pacing and timing, and this track is definitely known to get everybody over their heads and kind of situate them out here. So we'll see how much that comes into effect here for these drivers. I can guarantee you one thing right now, they are probably tired of waiting here and tired of having these cautions coming on out. It's in every 2 times, but you got 2 drivers spinning on around like they did out of turn 2, though. You got to be careful about that. So, but they will get re-racked, restacked, and all that. And after that, it'll be pretty much green flag racing from there. Looks like Chandler Hayden is going to get himself a position or 2 back, and maybe he might get himself a lucky dog. No, they're currently just getting situated out here. Looks like they're pushing Cooper Rollins back from the pack. And Chandler will have to go as well, so looks like the drivers are just getting situated in here. They're ready to go, though. Well, you want to talk about one driver right now. It's got to be getting a little nervous, and that's got to be Jackson Allen, because I'll tell you one thing. He's been strong and unbeatable so far on the late runs, but how good is he on a short run? Because he's got Jonathan Atkins, Robert Kahn, and Matthew Hoffer, as well as Jeffrey Oaks and Warren Young, 5 drivers that are just known to get you on starts and on short runs. Do they have enough tire though and enough time to catch up to action if he tries to make a big move on him off the start? We'll see as they come on down. They got to wait for the green flag to come out. It has indeed, off 18 laps left to go. Not a good start though for the second row on 2 on back. They didn't start up like Jackson Allen and Jonathan Atkins said there. That was definitely a better start for them. Bring him on down that back straightaway here. Jonathan Atkins is the only one that's going to be able to challenge up the 91J at Jackson. Atkins and Jackson do battle here as they work it on down that front straightaway here. Whoa, right into the wall he goes. He's stuck in there. He can't get it off. He's trying to get out of it. He got it off, but almost at the cost of losing too much time. Jackson Allen now is just going to wave this one around if he can keep the momentum. Down and about here. Look at this. A 3 wide salute. Almost initiated there from Keith Taylor. Down and about that back straightaway. I thought Keith might have been thinking about it, but he backed off there on the 20 of Jeffrey Oaks and Robert Kahn, the 47. Work him on down and around now. The Frankenstein at 20 of Jeffrey Oaks brings it on through. He continues it on by. While the 11 of Warren Young swings it on in, but trouble there for Keith Taylor. He's in the wall. Turn 2 got him yet again. It's treacherous down there for a reason. Meanwhile, down out of turn 4 here to the front stretch we go. The ladies of our field, Chantel and Sydney Taylor, going at it here, right back into bounds. Shander Hayden in that 55 of Shane Ledoux, working them on in as well. We're down to our last set of laps here, folks. If you want to share us around, now's the time to do it. Get some views on these guys. They're wanting it, you know it. On back and around now, but I feel like it might be too late. Too much time was wasted, and Atkins made a crucial mistake, and off that restart, row 2 on back did not get what they needed. And Jackson Allen right now is making a monkey out of these drivers. Oh, speaking of getting into trouble there, Warren Young in the 11 up on the high side there on the backstretch got right into the wall. He's able to clear it out and get it situated in, but Ryan Rupert will make him pay for that if he can catch on up. Good news is for a good chunk of these drivers, they're no longer on the wrong lap. They're in chance territory. Taylor getting some last back, trying to get his last back now. He's lost even more because he had to go to pit road because of the damage they're done. Down and around they go. Kayla McCarthy right now still holding on for what it's worth, trying to see if maybe she's got something. We'll go on board here with her. You can see her having a challenge up there. Brian Rupert, that 88. Back down that back straightaway here. Whoa, into the wall. She goes here. Meanwhile, up front, you can see a little bit of a battle swaying in here as Robert Kahn has to do battle there with the 84. Reese's Cups of Matthew Hoffert. Battle for third here. Robert Kahn now down low to turn 1, down in turn 2 here, and Hoffert is on a mission. Hoffert trying to stay in position, trying to work it down through. He's trying to work that middle line there instead of the bottom, and Robert knows it. He's trying to get some groove there. Momentum builds up. Now Jeffrey sneaks it on in, getting a little bit closer, brings it on down. Dustin Rouse, contact made there, up on the wall. Something gone completely wrong for him there. Meanwhile, Warren Young in the 11 now brings it on through the Jeepers Creepers machine. Neither driver seeming to give up here, neither one seeming to quit. They'll bring it on back around. We'll see if he's able to get it going here a little bit harder. And maybe if he's got something here for Hoffert. Warren Young has not had a podium finish in quite some time, and he told me earlier today, it's time to break the slump. I know I'm new, but I want to show these guys up. What better way than to getting a top 5 finish here at Richmond? Work them on down around out of turn 3, back down turn 4 here. Hoffert now has company. Down low goes Young. Oh, jeepers, it's the creeper. Here comes Warren Young. Down and about out of turn 1, they bring him on down turn 2 here. Warren Young now builds it up the momentum, getting on that back straightaway here, works him through. Hoffert now, though, has stronger casing and momentum. The tires are not burned in completely there for him. It's definitely showing. 7 laps remaining. Jonathan Atkins right now. Well, if you see the time right now, he's doing a full throttle assault to this track. You can see the distance, so Jackson Allen's gone on him. He's desperately just trying to get this thing to work even further in. You hear that rhythm and that momentum there. That's how much he's working. He is absolutely picture perfect on setting that car up for the turn. There's just one problem. Jackson won't give up. Won't give everybody in line A position. Lance Brandlinger now in that 3 machine. Brings it on through down out of turn 3. Back on around out of turn 3. Breaking in turn 4 here. Jackson has worked even further in. Brandlinger is going to be in the way of accidents. And you know with that dirty air coming through, that can't be good for him here. Working on through here. You working on Ben. Back onto the cameras we go here. Scoper Rollins has got the ladies of our sport in it here. Chantel and Cindy Taylor going through. Both drivers unfortunately calling victim to the Action Jackson attack. Hey, Jonathan Atkins is currently just trying to be the only one to be that knight in shining armor in his mind anyway, to get that win over Action Jackson. But I think Jackson right now, if he can hold it on through, he might just have back-to-back wins here tonight. But right now, as we go back and forth, Cooper Rollins to the Gravedigger, number 13 machine, has got Chantel, the Throttle Bottle, and the Halloween number 5 machine. Back on around they go here down turn 3 into 4. Good side-by-side close action quarters coming on through as they pick it on in. This is the battle for 10th here with only 3 laps remaining. Cindy Taylor still working it on in a little bit close. And there Cindy gets right up into the binder, saves it in. And King Taylor right behind him. Whoa! He got spun out of turn 2. He went from the east to the west and out of it. Not his best. Oh boy. 2 to go. Green flags high in the air. Jackson Allen. Well, right now, unless he makes some kind of error, or all of a sudden we have another Texas Motor Speedway incident, I don't think this one's going to be anybody else's but him. White flag is out on the front stretch. I don't want to sound cliche, but can anybody stop this monster? Can anybody stop him? Action Jackson, in my opinion, has been the early dominator and has been the guy everyone's taken out. And now, in Richmond Raceway, he's your champion here tonight. Jonathan Atkins in the 17 finishing second. Third will go to Robert the Rattlesnake Khan, as the rest of the field works it on in. Top 4, Jeffrey Oakes in the 20 will finish in there. Top 5 will go to Warren Young, so he gets his very first top 5 finish here. Matthew Opperconic following in suit, and the rest is history, as they say. As the fireworks go off around, you can see them all around going up in the air. It's all done and over with here. These drivers have completed it through and through. And what a show it was for these guys and gals. And I can honestly say that was definitely something here. But they're all chasing down that man still. Action Jackson Allen has taken the points race and the lead away from quite a few drivers. And now you just know he's on a mission. He's on a hunt. This is scary, folks. We'll see how this one plays in. Well, real quick, folks, we got to head on down to pit road here. So we're going to head on through real quick. We're going to put the banner up because we got to get situated out here. Be right back with you guys here in just a little bit. And Keith Taylor just did a stone and a half there. I'm not sure what kind of move that was. I think that might have been the Freddy Krueger attack. I don't even know. Just said right through there at Jackson, man. Maybe trying to give him the old high five there, if you will. Well, right now, guys, we got Atkins and we've got Action Jackson now taken care of here, but we're still waiting on one more driver. Of course, the old rattlesnake himself. We'll see what he's got to say to this one here, as Jackson Allen currently is just kind of sitting down there on the front stretch, kind of chilling out, waiting for us to give him the call here. But if you guys are not wanting to stick around for both race interviews, we don't mind. We understand, but it's definitely been a good showing here tonight. It's definitely been a good race nonetheless, and we do appreciate everybody that tunes on in every time out. We hope you guys enjoyed this. And, of course, tomorrow night on YouTube land, exclusively, we'll see the Rev Limited Racing boys on NASCAR E5 go at it. So if you guys would like to go over and take a look, we'll definitely get you situated out here. Looks like Robert is not joining us, so let's go ahead and talk with our second place finisher. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're down pit side here, and maybe a little bit bittersweet here for you, Atkins. You had a strong start on that run there, and unfortunately it just didn't quite go your way. What was going through your mind there, buddy?
Jackson was faster than the field the whole day, and I was trying to play the strategy play, and it was going to work out if we hadn't had the first caution. I don't think anybody in the top 3 were going to make it on fuel, and I had it set out. And then that last little 25 lap sprint, I just had to drive the wheels off of it, try to keep up with him. But he's fast.
He definitely was fast. He definitely gave it his all here tonight. But I mean, you can't say that you didn't do it as well, man. You've got a second place finisher in that 17 machine. That is some serious run you had to do just to even stay with him there. I mean, strategy-wise, yeah, it didn't quite go the way you were looking for, but I gotta think that this is probably a good little kickstarter here going into the rest of the season.
Yeah, we'll take top 3s. Just keep doing it every week and see how it works out at the end.
Absolutely, indeed. Well, before we go, who do you want to thank here for this podium finisher tonight, my friend?
I think Little Indy RC Speedway and Sticky Icky Tire Preps and my Smoking Hot Wife.
Yeah, you guys heard it loud and clear. The Smoking Hot Wife has got herself a second place finisher here tonight. Although I don't think we'll be finishing second place when you get home there, buddy. But then again, what do I know? So, nonetheless, Jonathan Atkins, congratulations on a second place finisher tonight, bud.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Atkins, the 17 is your finisher here tonight at Richmond Raceway. All right, well, folks, let's go ahead and bring him on in here in just a minute. We're getting him situated out here and getting him ready to talk with us. I think you guys know who we're talking about here. Let's go ahead and bring him on in now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here down Pit Road, Victory Lane, and we're on board here with the 91J there of Jackson Allen. Jackson, I honestly don't know what to say other than you definitely lived up to the moniker of Action Jackson. You just had a run and a half all day through, and that car just did not seem like it was going to be beat.
Yeah, we were pretty hooked up there from the start. Basically, my home track here, one of the 3 that I get to claim home tracks between Richmond, Martinsville, and Bristol. So definitely had to put on a show. Also, we had Telemetry Esports, and shout out to Brian over there for sponsoring the paint scheme, and through Pottlez Wrapz. It was 2-3 weeks ago. He put it up for like a little raffle drawing, and for everybody in the league, and I ended up winning the raffle. So shout out to him, and shout out to Pottlez Wrapz for doing the paint scheme. Hope it looked good on the stream, and hope it made them out there leading all those laps like that.
But I think you can tell us that for yourself when you go ahead and check it out later here. I mean, we did have a little issue with the stream earlier, so we do apologize to the folks out there. But I mean, other than that, stream night, I'd say all the cars looked really good out there, and of course yours definitely was not a showcase as much as I think you probably think it was, because you were just bleeding these guys passing through. But once you start getting a lap traffic, man, we were kind of wondering, was there any time you felt like maybe you're gonna fall into a little bit of trouble zone, like maybe the lap cars might give you some trouble there with the rest of the field kind of coming up on you?
No, everybody did a really good job kind of making it obvious where they were going. Right there with like 2 laps to go or 3 laps to go, had a miscommunication with the 999 of Ian. He thought I was going low, and then he kind of made a move to the left, and I was like, well, I'm going around the outside then. Made the hair stand up on the back of the neck, and that was made us have to think about it for a second there. But after that, we were back in the groove. I did make one mistake on my own there. I put it in the wall. I don't even know, just a lapse of concentration, that the wall in the front straightaway reached out and grabbed the right rear of the car, and that almost sent me spinning into turn 1. I managed to gather it up, and I'm sure Jonathan's eyes lit up there, see me wrecking going down into 1. He thought he was going to steal one there. So yeah, I gathered it up there and managed to put some good laps together for the finish. And yeah, just can't say how much it's fun to run here. Love this track. Love these cars. These are probably my favorite cars on the service. So shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. Of course, my beautiful wife, who had to work tonight, so unfortunately she didn't get to watch.
Well, I think she'll be able to watch this a little later and get to see how much of a driver you are on this track, and how you made her proud here tonight, as well as all your sponsors here. Jackson, once again, you pulled off the action. You pulled off some serious run here, and it came to be that you were the one to take it on home. So congratulations here in that Telemetry Frankenstein 91J machine, brother.
Thanks, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner here tonight, Action Jackson Allen in the 91J. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, we got to call it quits sometime. So real quick here before we go, and again, to everyone at home, we do apologize for the stream issues. We're still trying to figure out what the heck's going on with that. We might have an idea with some connection ports here, But before we go, we do want to give a quick word to our sponsors out there. Our good friends over at Matt Mills Racing Team, the best Xfinity team out there, is sponsoring and supporting Pottlez Wrapz Racing League this season. If you want to support Matt Mills Racing today, be sure to follow them up at Matt Mills Racing on Facebook and Twitter. And of course, our good friends over at Mid-City's Air Conditioning and Heating. If you ever find yourself in need of a little bit of heating and cooling units to be fixed in Keller, Richland, Texas, well, stop on over to Mid-City's Heating and Cooling for troubleshoot. They'll get the job done right the first time. Our good friends over at Affordable SEO and Marketing, with services provided like web design, pay-per-click advertising, logo design, business cards, shirts, hats, pens, candy, and more. It's time you outrank your competition today. To our friends over in the Florida region of Amber's Florals Creation, if you're looking for some special flowers for that special someone, be sure to visit up Amber's Florals Creations at 321-228-3135. I can guarantee you'll have something special coming your way. Of course, our friends over at Bob's Custom Trophies Incorporated. Bob's Custom Trophies is supplying up the trophies for the winners of each season. If you're looking to get the best hardware set up your way, visit up www.bobscustomtrophies.com today. And also, they don't just do trophies, they also do decorations and special gifts for your friends and family out there. So if you guys are curious, be sure to visit bobscustomtrophies.com for more information. And if you guys wonder what the heck they're running for, well, of course, these drivers throughout the season, if they win their series, each one will get a specially handcrafted made trophy of their design here, right here, that is shown on pick. This is what the drivers are fighting for in each series. At simracingmerch.com, the one-stop shop for all your sim racing merchandise needs, including shirts, hats, mugs, and more. Be sure to visit simracingmerch.com today to get your sim racing swag on. And of course, over at Pottlez Wrapz, if you've seen some of the cars on the track, even the one you got on screen right now, they were all done up by Pottlez Wrapz at an affordable price. But if you're looking to have your car, truck, vehicle match your style on the track, then be sure to hit up Pottlez Wrapz for just that. At such a low and affordable price, you can get your creation brought to life on the track. So what are you waiting for? Visit Pottlez Wrapz today to bring your ideas to life. Thank you to everyone at home that tuned on in. Thank you to everybody that stuck with us. Go and check the podcast out. I guarantee you'll have a laugh and some intrigue there. It's been a long road and a long night, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning on in. We'll see you next time when the green flag flies right here on PTM Racing TV. Good night, everybody.